Hey everybody, Beer Time with Joe here. Today we're going to talk about everything you might want for drinking a beer. I'm going to talk about koozies, beer accessories, odd accessories, anything you could want. So let's get started with what you're going to need at your bar or wherever you're drinking. Now, guys, if you want to keep your wife happy, get a coaster. We had these special made with our logo on them. Get a coaster. It's going to protect that finish a lot. Next, what you're going to want is a good beer glass. Nice, good, solid glass beer with a heavy bottom. So, first thing we're going to do, crack a beer. See how she works. Let's see how good of a pour I can do here. Not a half bad pour if I do say so myself. A little bit more head than I'm used to, but hey, who's really going to complain about that? Your beer in your beer glass goes on your coaster. No rings anywhere. Next, for beer accessories you're going to want and need is maybe a different type of cup. Maybe you're not a glass kind of person. Get yourself a good old red Solo cup, not a sponsor. And you can just put your beer in one of these and you're going to have a grand old time. Just drinking out a red Solo cup, talking to your friends around a campfire, out at the beach, no matter where you are. Red Solo cups, in my opinion, are always in fashion. Something a little bit more durable than a red Solo cup. That's where the aluminum Solo cup comes in. These are from Ball. These are aluminum. A very thin aluminum, but aluminum. So we'll transfer our beer in here. And this is going to keep your beer actually pretty chilly. Now you're just real fancy. Now that we've gone over your coaster and your cups, what's next? Koozies. We all need a good koozie, don't we? Top of that list is your regular old, what I like to call the back pocket koozie. This koozie got some cheap foam lining on either side, but that beer will slide right in it and it's going to do the job. So, back pocket koozie. Now, let's say, but Joe, I want to step my game up a little bit because I like to nurse my beer. Well then, my friend, step it up to the neoprene koozie. This has a really good insulated kind of lining in it. And it's got that good neoprene foam. And your beer will slide in there. This is nice and slim. And it's going to keep your hand insulated from the sweat of the beer as well. It's going to work out really well in that matter. Now, next I hear you saying, Joe, I'm just too classy for a foam koozie. I got to get me one of those metal ones. And that's exactly where we're at. The metal koozie. These are phenomenal, but they work really best when you've put them in the freezer beforehand. So that insulation, it's double wall, so that insulation in there will just stay nice and cold. It'll keep your beer cold longer than you can even imagine. So, with these, you don't slide in, you're going to twist it off and slide that beer in and then twist the top back on. And if you've pre-chilled your metal koozie, it's going to stay cold for a good long time, no matter how slow you want to nurse your beer. Let's say you're a little bit fancier and you like bottles. Nothing wrong with that. First thing you're going to need is a good quality bottle opener at your bar. This one was made for me by my father-in-law. It's got a nice saying from Martin Luther. basically it says if you drink beer, you go to heaven. I can get down with that. You just take your beer, just pop your top. That's all it is. But Joe, I hear you saying, we got to keep the beer cold. Yes, we do. So, we got koozies for bottles as well. Put in there, slide on down. This one has a zipper, some of them don't. And you're just going to put your bottle in. Now it's going to stay good and cold for a long while. But I hear some more of you out there saying, Joe, we don't like beer and we don't like beer and bottles. We like the seltzers. You know what? I got you covered too. They make all kind of seltzer koozies. Here's a blue metal one. They make the neoprene ones I showed you earlier. You're just going to take it out, slide it in, twist it on, and bam, good cold seltzer for all you seltzer drinkers out there. Okay, so we've gone over the accessories you're going to need, the koozies you're going to need. Now, what about those weird ones, the weird accessories? Well, we'll start with one for a bottle. This is a product called Cold One. You're going to want to keep it in the freezer, and it's a sealed chamber in here. And there's liquid in there, and that gets good and cold. So what you're going to want to do is take it, put in your beer nice and slow. You want to take about a 2-ounce or 3-ounce chug out of this before you do it. But it has a little ring and it seals around, and there are holes at the top. So when you drink your beer, that's good and cold. You're getting the coldest beer possible coming out the top, and you'll get every last ounce out of there. Say, Joe, you said a weird accessory. I got an accessory for you. This is called the draft top. You ever had a can of beer and you're like, I just want to be drinking out of a cup, not a can? This is the product for you. You're going to put it over and twist it so the tab is turned to the side, just like that. Then you're going to grab the edges, squeeze it, and just start turning. There we go. Bam. Now you have your very own custom cup, so to say. Nice, no round edges or no sharp edges. You can drink out of it, no issue. And it's pretty neat, honestly. So, get yourself a beer, put it in a koozie, and if you want, pop the top. And you'll have a grand old time, I promise. I've been Joe. It's been Beer Time with Joe. Stay safe, drink safe. We'll see you at the next one.
Which aren't commonly used.
Screw you, I already opened one. And I'm Joe.
How's it going, Joe?
What would you like to talk about?